Renzo gang. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Now, today, this is just a recap of the 2026 Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. I watched it last night, but I wasn't able to record last night. Plus, I watched it late anyway. I didn't get to watch it at 2 o'clock because, it was the Sabbath day. I had to, do my sermon and I had to rest yesterday. But I did watch the Royal Rumble. And before I, talk about, the event, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. But before I do, if you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe this video because you don't want to miss videos like these. And I don't just do wrestling content. I do, animation content, anime, death battles, for those that are new on this channel. I don't do music, so don't request any music because because too many copyrights. I don't do music. Um, eventually this year I will start doing movie reaction videos and TV show reaction videos. Like once I learn how to actually do it. But with that being said, Renzo gang, we're gonna dive right on into it. And thank you all for the support. It's a new year. Thank you all for the love that you show me on my channel. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. But let's dive on into it. All right. The Royal Rumble 2026. We're going to start off with the Women's Royal Rumble match. And before I get into, I'm just going ahead and say it. Liv Morgan is the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble match of 2026. And honestly, she was my pick to win. A lot of people got mixed reviews on Liv Morgan, but honestly, if you actually watch wrestling enough and you've seen Liv Morgan's story, Liv Morgan, she deserves it because she's been a runner-up plenty of times and she's fallen short, and she's been a runner-up a couple times in the Elimination Chamber match. Liv Morgan, she's busted her butt. She's been dedicated ever since she started getting a push. She's one of those superstars that got that slow push that definitely deserves to go up there to that main roster spot, to the main event spot. And I'm happy for Liv Morgan. But let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match. It started off with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They're tag team partners. I'm like, wow, that was crazy. And my other fine girl, Sol Ruka, she did her thing. NXT prospect. She's definitely gonna be a big star when she come up to the main roster. Sol Ruka did her thing in the Royal Rumble. Lash Legend. Oh my God, y'all need to slowly build Lash Legend up to be a star. Because honestly, Lash Legend should have been, Women's North American champion or champion in NXT. Lash Legend, she's gonna go far in the industry. She's gonna go far. Kiana James did her thing. I was actually shocked, like they're actually letting her, slowly, build up a little bit. Yeah. Kiana James, she did her thing. And to be honest with you, we didn't really get no returns and no surprises, but the only return that we did get in the Women's Royal Rumble match was Brie Bella. And to be honest with you, we could have did without Brie Bella. A lot of people was expecting Bianca Belair, but to be honest with you, Bianca Belair, from what I heard, the last WrestleMania, she really injured her knuckle real bad. When Rhea Ripley fell on her hand, she injured her knuckle really bad. And I never heard nobody, breaking their knuckle in wrestling. I mean, I've heard, hear people breaking their fingers, and I don't want to feel that. I felt my finger, my thumb, and that thumb is no joke, but your knuckle, ooh, I don't know. It's gonna be a minute before Bianca Belair comes back, and I wish her a speedy recovery because we all miss you, Bianca Belair. We love you. I was glad. I was actually saying that I want to see JC Jane, the NXT Women's Champion, in the Royal Rumble, and I got to see her in the Royal Rumble. The Women's Royal Rumble was really good, to be honest with you. I don't have no complaints. They actually used the talent that they have. I'm like, you have all that talent sitting back there, and you're gonna keep bringing in people from the outside because we didn't even get any TNA superstars, coming in the Rumble. And I'm glad we got just the home based superstars and talent that they have. Even some of the superstars that I rarely see on TV, they were doing their thing last night. Like, I'm very proud of how the women's Royal Rumble was booked. I'm very proud of how it was booked. And I'm glad Liv Morgan, she won the Royal Rumble. Lash Legend, she did her thing. She lasted a little longer than what I thought she. Well, I'm glad she lasted as long as she did. Charlotte Flair lasted for a long time, of course. Alexa Bliss, she got eliminated pretty early. Becky Lynch got eliminated early. I'm like, wow. Maxine Dupree, she did her thing. Natty, she did her thing. Nia Jax did her thing. Lola Vice, this was her Royal Rumble debut. She did pretty good. Jordan Grace did good. What's her name? Ivy Nile. She did her thing in the Royal Rumble. I was glad to see Ivy Nile. Um, Sol Ruka. I did not expect Sol Ruka to be more like one of the last three. Sol Ruka did her thing. Like, I'm proud of that. That's my other. That's my other bae. Outside of Jada Parker and Stephanie Vaquer, Sol Ruka. Io Sky did her thing. Asuka, Kyrie Sane, Rhea Ripley did her thing. Raquel Rodriguez. And matter of fact, speaking of Raquel Rodriguez, she got eliminated by Liv Morgan. So the Judgment Day, they're slowly cracking and breaking up. I cannot wait for that stable to break up. I'm tired of the Judgment Day. Like, it's ran its course. I'm ready for Judgment Day to end. I'm sorry. I'm ready for the Judgment Day to end. Um, Roxanne Perez, she did her thing. I'm proud of Roxanne Perez. Uh, Tiffany Stratton, she came back at number 30. You know, did I expect her? I ain't gonna lie, I kind of forgot about Tiffany Stratton for a second. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I kind of forgot about Tiffany Stratton. It was good to see her back again. Mi Chen, she didn't compete because I think she's injured, and BFAB didn't compete because I think she's injured too. That injury bug in wrestling is no joke. I'm telling you, it's no joke. So Ruka, she has like one of the coolest signature moves finishers in wrestling right now, the Soul Snatcher. Like, good God, like, so Ruka, I love you, girl. I was mad I didn't get to see you at NXT live event because you flew out to Washington D.C. to compete at the Saturday Night's main event. And speaking of that, Bailey, she did her thing. Lyra Valkyria did her thing. Chelsea Green, like, I love Chelsea Green. The women, they worked hard for this moment. But I'm glad that Liv Morgan, she finally got her moment in the Royal Rumble. And honestly, Royal Rumble is like my second favorite PLE outside of WrestleMania. Everybody, like, your big four paper PLEs in WWE: WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series. My favorite, of course, is WrestleMania, and then after that is I just said it, the Royal Rumble, duh. And then then SummerSlam, then Survivor Series. But yeah, the Royal Rumble, I'm glad Liv Morgan got her moment. I'm glad she returned at Survivor Series from her injury. I'm glad she got her moment at the Royal Rumble. I'm proud of Liv Morgan because if she hadn't came back at Survivor Series, she would have came at the Rumble because she was actually scheduled to come back around the Rumble time, and I'm glad she healed up quickly. Some of these superstars they heal up kind of quick. I don't know what it is, but they heal up kind of quick. But for the women's Royal Rumble match, I give that a solid 9 out of 10. We didn't need Brie Bella and Nikki Bella in there. I give it a 9 out of 10. The women did their thing. I'm proud of Liv Morgan. Congratulations to you, Liv Morgan. Moving on. A moment of silence. The phenomenal AJ Styles versus Gunther. And if AJ lost to Gunther, he had to retire. I'm not gonna lie to you, the match was really good. Honestly, that was the best, non-Royal Rumble match. That stole the show. And this AJ Styles is the phenomenal AJ Styles. And the crazy thing is AJ Styles, he debuted in WWE at the Royal Rumble 10 years ago. Him and Gunther put on a banger last night. And we already know what I'm about to say. AJ Styles has officially retired from from wrestling. AJ Styles, thank you for all that you've done in the wrestling world, from WCW to TNA to Mr. TNA to New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, WWE. Thank you, AJ Styles. Give it up for you, AJ Styles. I'm thankful I was able to finally see you last year when you competed in Monday Night Raw. You're one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Thank you, AJ Styles. AJ Styles, he didn't tap out. He simply just passed out in that Gunther chokehold. Gunther is really the number one villain in wrestling right now. But my thing is, if y'all gonna have Gunther retire all these people and be the career killer, y'all need to push Gunther to the moon. Like Gunther needs to. He already has the heat. He actually, honestly, to be honest with you right now, he really doesn't really need a title. He just needs to be like that guy right now. But shout out to AJ Styles and his long wrestling career. It was such a phenomenal time seeing you last year. I'm grateful to meet to see one of my favorite wrestlers. Thank you, AJ Styles. You did your thing, like, and it was emotional, seeing him take off the glove for a little bit and then put it back on and did his little signature. Thank you, AJ Styles. It was amazing seeing you compete. Thank you, AJ Styles. I give that match a solid 10 out of 10. That was the showstopper, and the storytelling was amazing. Thank you, AJ Styles. Moving on. The next match, the WWE Championship title match, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. And to be honest with you, if the Gunther and AJ Styles match didn't happen, Drew and Sami Zayn match definitely would have stole the show, because Sami Zayn is one of those superstars. I told one of my coworkers, he's also a wrestling fan. Sami Zayn is one of those superstars, especially in the young generation, when the new generation of wrestling. He's one of those superstars that can actually, he don't have to main event a PLE. Like, Sami Zayn actually can steal a show. Sami Zayn is just that good. Like, he's very underrated. Sami Zayn, he's very underrated. But honestly, they're starting to run the whole, underdog thing, to the ground. Is getting old at this point. Like, creative needs to come up with something better. Like I said, the whole underdog story, of Sami Zayn coming up short is starting to get old. And to be honest with you, the match, the reason why it wasn't a show stealer, because AJ and Gunther match was the show stealer of the Royal Rumble, in my opinion. Drew and Sammy definitely would have stole the show, but like I said, AJ and Gunther, they did their thing. But Sammy, he did what he could, and I was proud of Sami Zayn for getting another a chance at the WWE Championship, because those opportunities don't really come around like that. So I'm glad Sami Zayn got his chance with Drew McIntyre. I give that match a solid 7 out of 10. Well, 6.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Moving on. The men's Royal Rumble match. I'm so happy. Obafemi debuted in the Rumble. Obafemi did his thing in that Royal Rumble match. He was the first one to come in the Rumble. He started out the Rumble. And Braun Breaker came out as number 2. And Braun Breaker was my pick. Braun Breaker was attacked by the black hooded figure. We all know that was Seth Rollins. We already know that. We know that was Seth Rollins. And the fact that Braun Breaker, he got attacked, the fact that he got ambushed during his entrance and he got into the ring and he got eliminated just like that. I was very, very, very highly upset that Braun Breaker was number 2 and he got eliminated like that. I was very upset. I was very, very upset. Braun Breaker was my pick for the Royal Rumble. But unfortunately, he got eliminated. So, and number 3, Solo Sikoa. This was his first Royal Rumble, his debut in the Royal Rumble. I'm glad Solo Sikoa is finally getting recognized. Like, Solo Sikoa, he's been working his tail off, even though he didn't last too long. I will say this: I was very upset we didn't get Jericho. I was waiting for Chris Jericho. We didn't get Chris Jericho last night, but we did get another debut. For those of you that watch wrestling, that watch AEW, Powerhouse Hobbs is officially left AEW. He's officially in WWE, but he's debuted as a new name, Royce Keys. And a lot of people they're upset about that because Royce Keys. I'm like, first of all, Royce is the name of his youngest son, and Keys is the last name of his mother's maiden name. That's why he changed it. He changed his name to Royce Keys, and I don't have no problem with it. It's gonna take some used to getting used to because I'm used to calling him Powerhouse Hobbs, but it is what it is. He did his thing in the Rumble. He did his thing in the Rumble. We could have did without Mr. Iguana and La Parca. We could have did without them. That was just a waste of space. And then the fact that y'all said that Finn Balor, there was no room for Finn Balor to be in the Royal Rumble, I was very upset about that. But I feel like they're setting up a storyline to push Finn Balor because he's definitely another one of those superstars that needs to be pushed. Finn Balor, he did the work. He's done everything. Finn Balor needs his moment. I'm ready for Finn Balor to have his moment. Finn Balor need his moment. I don't care what nobody say. Finn Balor need his moment. Um, the Vision, of course, they all got eliminated. It was good to see Randy Orton in the Rumble. It was good to see, Damian Priest did his thing. Obafemi eliminated like I don't know how many people, like 8 people. Like Obafemi did his thing, and to just get eliminated by Brock Lesnar, I was a little upset about that, but it is what it is. Brock got eliminated. I ain't care if Brock got eliminated. I was happy Brock got eliminated. Cody Rhodes, he was doing this thing. Jey Uso, he made me mad trying to yeet in the middle of the Rumble. I was like, dude, don't do that. And then Roman Reigns came out, Jacob Fatu. And it's crazy how you had Jey Uso come out first, then Roman Reigns, then Jacob Fatu. That was crazy. I was like, wow. And to be honest with you, this Rumble was very unpredictable. It it was unpredictable. I liked it. I was still, very upset that we didn't get Chris Jericho. I was waiting on Chris Jericho to come out, but he didn't. We didn't need La Parca, Mr. Iguana. We did not need the Grande Americanos, Ludwig Kaiser and Chad Gable. Like I'm so sick of that whole character. Right, I'm tired of it. Like it's corny. Like y'all like that, but y'all hate John Cena. Make that make sense. Anyway, Javon Evans did his thing in the Royal Rumble. Shout out to the black talent in the Royal Rumble that did their thing. The black talent such as Lash Legend, So Ruka, and yes, for those of you who don't know, So Ruka is black. She's biracial, but she's black. We not stop that, y'all. Royce Keys did his thing. Obafemi did his thing. Like Obafemi was one of my favorites. Even though I knew he was not going to win the Rumble, I was expecting Obafemi to at least be like the last 4 or 3 in the Rumble, but unfortunately he wasn't. But he still did his thing. He lasted long. He was like the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble. Penta did his thing. Ray Phoenix did his thing. Rey Mysterio got eliminated early. He's one of those that got eliminated by Obafemi, just like Solo Sikoa. Matt Cardona, he did his thing, even though he didn't really last long. LA Knight came in there with a vengeance against the Vision. Uh, I'm mad that Logan Paul lasted long. That he was like one of the last few to get eliminated. Obafemi should have had that spot, but anyway. And to be honest with you, I give that the men's Royal Rumble 6.5, 7 out of 10. I was not really excited for Roman to win the Rumble, but it was a good choice because I think they were gonna go with Cody Rhodes, and a lot of people were not gonna be happy with Cody Rhodes, and I'm glad Cody Rhodes did not win the Rumble for a third time. I'm so glad he did not win that Rumble. And to be honest with you, Roman, he kind of needed that win because after the last time he won a Royal Rumble 11 years ago, they booed that man out of the arena. Even with The Rock trying to help him out, they booed Roman Reigns out of the arena because at the time they wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble and Roman Reigns had won it. So honestly, this time Roman Reigns, he got the standing ovation that he deserved. So it was good to see him win it, but even though I wanted Braun Breaker to win, and then the crazy thing is Roman Reigns had already, stated that, creativity had failed to, make stars, and then you come and win the Rumble. Whatever. But anyway, the Royal Rumble was really good. I enjoyed it last night. It was a good pay-per-view with PLE, whatever. I enjoyed it. I give the whole PLE a good 8 out of 10. I give it a good 8 out of 10. It was in it for once. It was unpredictable. For once, it was unpredictable, and I'm glad that I'm glad Cody Rhodes didn't win, and I'm glad Liv Morgan she won for the women's. We already know Roman's gonna pick CM Punk. We already know that Seth Rollins is gonna be somewhere punching in the air, but I think it's gonna be Seth and Braun Breaker if Seth comes back in time for the Mania. I think it's gonna be Seth and Braun Breaker, but it's gonna be Roman and CM Punk. Roman and CM Punk at Mania, and I can't wait for it. Post comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed my Royal Rumble recap review, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and make sure you cut that post notification bell on so you be first to get your videos, Renzo Gang. I haven't really done a lot of wrestling content lately. I kind of slowed down on wrestling content, but I'm gonna get back into my wrestling content as well. I do a lot of content. I don't I don't stick to just one content. I do a lot of content, animation, anime, wrestling, a little bit of martial arts. But I do kind of miss doing my wrestling content, so I'll probably start back doing that again. And shout out to my other wrestling crew out there, the internet screw job. Shout out to them. Their podcast. Shout out to them. Um, we're all in a wrestling group chats together, and shout out to Kid Red. Shout out to all my fellow wrestling fan content creators out there. I love each and every single one of y'all. My family, my Renzo gang. I love y'all. I will see y'all next time. You feel me? Yeah. Road to WrestleMania started last night. Let's get it.